Hi, I'm Jason Gregg from HB Communications. We're going to go over the instructions for the Learning Lab at the Harrington School. When you walk in the room, the podium's in the front. All your controls, podium computer, screen controls are all up here in the front. When you come over to the side over here by the door, you're going to want to note the light switches because when you do use the projection in here, you're going to want to turn off the lights that are facing towards the projection screen. So now we're going to come over here. So in the podium, you have a small rack down below. The podium PC is located at the bottom. It should turn on automatically in the morning. If not, you may want to call for assistance for that. The Blu-ray player is also located in the rack. Right here, you do not need to touch any other buttons in here, and please don't ever turn off the rack. Okay. I'm going to close that. So we're going to start with the controls up here on the surface. So you have a small touchscreen to start. So we're just going to hit that. Now we're going to want to select what we want to use. In this case, we'll just start with the PC. And you'll notice the projector will beep and start turning on. And you also get this blinking feedback on the touch panel under display to tell you that it's turning on. Okay, this monitor right here could possibly be off. There's a power button right on the bottom right here. Okay. The mouse and keyboard are charging right now. They won't typically be down here, but I just have to grab them for right now. So you have your wireless keyboard and mouse for the podium PC. They typically will be sitting in this drawer right here, which is where I'm going to place them now. So now we're going to go over all the separate inputs. You have laptop top, which are the connections in the top pocket here. You have a VGA and you have an HDMI. If you use the VGA, you're going to want to plug in the headphone jack into the headphone jack on your laptop and make sure the volume is turned up. If you use the HDMI, the audio will actually go through that connector into the AV system. These two USB jacks right here actually go to the podium PC. It's a convenience port, so you can plug in a USB thumb drive or a jump drive to load files onto the local computer in the room. Okay. You also have laptop side, which on the side of the podium there are more laptop connections. So down here, you notice down here, and we can pull these out too. You have a VGA and an HDMI. In these receptacles, there's also power outlets that are in there, so you can charge your laptop or your cell phone, something like that. Okay. So floor box is a little bit different. So in the back of the room, underneath this rear table, there's a floor box. And in this floor box, if I can open it, there we go. There's an HDMI jack in that floor box. So you could bring an HDMI cable, plug in there and run a laptop from the back of the room. You could also, say, plug in, since this is the Harrington School of Communication, you could plug in a camera and send it to the front display. Anything with an HDMI output, you should be able to plug in there. So go back up to the front. We'll come back to the touch panel. So there's a cable TV button. Currently, there is no cable in the building. That's going to be a future addition. You have Blu-ray. All your controls are here. So what you do when you come into class is you load your Blu-ray or DVD in the player down below in the podium, and then you could close the doors and you can operate the Blu-ray player from this touch panel. You also have a document camera, which on the right-hand side, there's a drawer. Open this up, turn this on. I have some stuff in here just so we can actually see. Okay, and something I actually didn't do, which I should have done at first, was lower the projection screen, which is the switch on the wall over here on the right. So I can lower that. Document camera has a zoom and a focus, just like the other rooms. and that's kind of really all there is. You turn it on. There's a button down on the bottom here for the light. So if it's too bright or too dark, you can turn the light on and off. There's a zoom button right here. You can adjust the focus here, or you can hit autofocus. The camera will autofocus most of the time, so you shouldn't really have to touch that, but it is there. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this off. We'll fold it back down into the podium and close the drawer. Your volume controls here on the touch panel, up, down, and mute. So mute turns red, and you can notice the volume bar goes away when it is muted. You also have some display controls where you can turn the projector on and off here. You also have a video mute button right there, which will turn the screen black. So hit back. And that is about all of the controls for the Learning Lab. And you always want to make sure before you leave the room that you shut the system off to preserve not only energy, but projector lamp hours too.